change the game.
For today, we sell Umalale, we sell Atitaman Flores, and we sell Berne. And if you can notice, out of that, the genre da punta.
Most of the youth then today, where they try and make music, that is something for try keep them out of problem and thing, you know, and our ways and means, our lead end for them and thing, you know, so I say, support Belizean music to the fullest. That for me, Dara Saiba, you know.
For me, myself, want to be a Belizean artist too, and you have to follow your dreams, you know. Support the Belizean artists, people.
I'm here to take and change the game because I have the game.
Saying I'm here to change the game, man.
I'm willing to make that change and take whatever steps necessary to change that game.
I'm willing to do what it takes to make sure I change the game.
Change the game, cambiando el juego.
Come on, Belize, let's change the game.
Like I said, change the game. We'll get to everybody out there to make them know what really happen behind the scenes.
You tell me this.
Look at me.
Because you know what other DJ right now where they come up and where
business.
What we think what we could do to change the game in this is unify, because a segregated nation will be taken for mockery. But a united nation cannot be segregated nor divided by folly.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of changes, and I think you need to start at the top of some of those organizations that are there to present culture. They need to be looked at. Because if you only come in one shape or form, they're not going to push what you're doing because it doesn't serve their interests.
We take pride in each and every song we make, even this one spin some Belize and dub plate. Multi-talented, more talented Belize. So rate your artists like them artists overseas. Let's see, we try to make it, don't fight me down, please.
I think that one of the main things that we need to do in Belize to change the game, first of all, is for us as Belizeans to learn more, to appreciate what we have, to love ourselves and to love what we create. I think that's where everything starts. I think we need to promote, encourage Belizean artists who do their own thing, who are not copying what other people are doing, but who are innovative in their ideas, who celebrate our culture, and who put that at the forefront of their art. I think that's the number one step.
Well, my advice to the Belizean artists basically is, you know, if you want to get your stuff played, you know, just get it recorded correct. You know, don't do a lot of negative songs, because we won't play a lot of negative songs.
What I think about for change the game, to tell you the truth, brother and sisters, right? I want to say Belize artists upliftment in itself, because if I see some artists come to me, they could be lower than me, they could be higher than me not discriminated like that. Me discriminated like you have to live up, I have to live up. Me need bread on the table. What you need? You don't need nothing? Huh? You don't need nothing? Boy, watch out. Hold your head together here and tighten your brains.
I believe that we could have a music industry that will offer opportunities for talented Belizeans in all aspects, not just the people who sing and dance, but the people who record, play music, produce. I mean, the industry is not just about the people you see on stage. Belizeans have shown that for a small place, we punch above our weight when it comes to talent and potential. And I believe we could develop an industry that would be as valuable to us as tourism or sugar or any agro-export that could be as big. All you have to do is look at Jamaica. I always use Jamaica as an example because back in the 60s and the 70s, successive Jamaican government decided that, you know something, we have something here that's unique. We have something here that the rest of the world would appreciate and we can make money from. And they planned and they promoted it that way. And today, the Jamaican music and entertainment industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean it when I say a multi-billion-dollar industry. There is no good reason not to think that Belize can't do the same, albeit on a smaller scale. Develop an industry that can provide a decent living thousands of Belizeans. We have the talent, we have the potential. All we lack is the organization and the will to do so.
Like Tupac Shakur, it could be said that Belizean hip-hop artist Berne Velasquez predicted his own fate on his DVD-CD release called Life After Deportation. At the age of 13, Velasquez and his family illegally migrated to the US. Years later, he managed to obtain a green card, and soon after, his career began to take shape.
So tell me, where do you get your inspiration from? Was it from other artists?
I'm definitely inspired by other artists, but for more so, I'm more inspired by my real life issues and situations and circumstances that I've been through.
So what made you decide to change the game?
Well, I didn't decide to change the game. The game changed me. What I did was made sure that I put myself in position to be able to take advantage of circumstances instead of allowing myself to be a victim of circumstances.
So what are some of the things that you noticed here in Belize, in the music industry, that you felt needed to change?
I can't help but to notice that everywhere I travel around the world, the radio stations always big up and play the music of the musicians from that area, town, city, state, country. If you go to Europe, USA, Canada, even Jamaica, or any other country, you will hear the music of the natives being played more than any other music. Here in Belize, it's the opposite. It is embarrassing to think that most of the DJs that are on the radio stations are comfortable in promoting others than they are their own. I'm not comfortable with that. I gotta change the game.
Yeah, well, what I'm doing to change the game, I'm bringing it. Like you see me here, I'm here doing my thing. I'm trying to bring hip hop to you, to Belize. You know, I'm at the Pelican Fest tearing it up. You know, Berne took me to San Pedro. I'm in San Pedro laying it down. I'm bringing the hip hop to you live. I'm bringing it to you. You know what I mean? Like every day you see me, anywhere you see me, you give me a mic, I'm going to spit 10 bars. You know what I mean? To give you 16 or 22 or whatever you want. You want 32 bars, I'm going to give it to you. I'm trying to bring hip hop to Belize, but you know, I don't know if I don't feel the love. Where the love at? Like, I'm not feeling, can I get a hug?
I know that sometimes, you know, people might say, well, they might have issues with certain groups, but I think that we need to look beyond the imperfections of some of our artists, and we need to encourage them.
We need to be supportive and create avenues for these young artists to kind of expose themselves and show us what they have to offer.
We need more appreciation from the people. The people have to show we the love. Too much time, like you say, artists from foreign come and they crowd up that when we have our own thing. When we have our own thing, we don't see nobody show up. Therefore we show none at all, nobody.
Positive got what video they are there. No a video, what dance they are there. Positive tell the people $5 to go in. Watch out. Not tell no lie. So you could count the people, you could count the amount of people. What about free people? What do you think?
Compare, like when we used to say, compare one $5, one entrance fee of $5 for a Belizean artist to an entrance fee of $50 to $60. I bet you if you go to one of my Belizean artist show, next morning when you wake up, you don't complain about where you want to cook or where I want to eat. Or my picnic and I have no money to carry to school.
As the spokesperson for BTV, Belize Entertainment Television, I take pride in the fact that we play more local productions than anybody else. In fact, than everybody else put together. We take serious pride in that. You take a look at BTV, you won't see us showing Chinese karate movie and American thug movies. You'll see us showing locally made movies. And if you would like to see something on our channel that is not there as yet, it's because it hasn't been made as yet. But even that we're working on. And I urge all of our colleagues from the various media houses to do the same. Give a little bit more preference to the Belizean artist. Give a little bit more preference to these guys who actually can make a difference on a lot of topics in our society. These guys, where if they weren't in the studio producing these tracks you refuse to play, you might be home checking to see what was just stolen.
Well, I think the game started to change the moment Belize to the Bone came on the scene in terms of where the artist is and where the artist is going and where music is going in Belize.
I feel that is why the Father put you in certain positions, so that you can be a blessing to others.
Heavenly Father, please protect and guide me as I go through my challenges. Bless me with the strength and knowledge to be able to turn them to opportunities. I'm working on a better me, so I can be better for you.
I'm very passionate about music in Belize, and I'm passionate about Belizean entertainers and the people who write, who perform, who compose music. I believe that it could be an industry for Belize, but most of all, it is one of the areas that makes me feel proud to be Belizean because it gives us our unique identity.
We will appreciate our artists more if we learn more about them, if they become more personal, if we see them not as people just out there performing on stage or on a video, but if we can make that connection through what we learn about them in the media.
It gives you a sense of identity culturally. Your music is you. And that's the way I feel.
Yes, Naya! Yes, Naya! Hey, yes, girl. I want you in my life to make you my best friend, my sweetheart, my wife. Over me, my mommy. Show you after daddy. Put me burning in folks and in my daddy. Promise to love you and I never let you go. Promise to love you and I never let you go. Hey, pretty girl, I want you in my life to make you my best friend, my sweetheart, my wife. Take you home to mommy. Show you after daddy. Move with me and you can bounce up in my caddy.
We Belizean artists, we have an obligation to saying that we have talent, we have an obligation to show the talent. We can't just talk about the talent, boy, I got talent, and they rather show Be The Man before they show Ja Voice, or before they show KJ, or before they show Fireheart. You dig? We have an obligation to step it up to a level where people could relate and people could say, you know something? I never really follow Belizean artists, but I listen to that brethren there. That brethren there, they said things where I could relate to.
Never think that I was never get a visa for a girl to the bar. Only get a social. I don't know that. But make them know that this is what Belizean they can't stop. Oh yes, make them know that I've been like a stress.
And you can't just shut down, well, he do that, he not bragging man. I know I mess with that, I do a different thing. No man, you have to listen to that man there and say, you know, to me it's like, we not listen to enough, man. Listen to something on cell phone and not listen to it. And I want you to listen. I want you put on two big headphone. And I want you to listen.
The first time I heard about Berne was sometime last year, September. Yeah, it was like roughly a year ago. Back at Heights of Vibes, we were chilling out. And this guy said, I want to show you a Belizean video. Tell him, man, go ahead, big man, make us this video. This guy was like, this is burning on the radio. Like, I was like, what? I want to go on this, but I was BT finish and thing check. And I was so amazed to see like the different lighting and the camera. I mean, up to the time, I said, this is not a Belizean check. I still never believe that I'm a Belizean. So like, January 2009, we had the first Pull Up a Talent Thursday on Vibes, and Berne pulled through. A lot of energy, and then I'm gonna get the first meet Berne was January 1st, 2009. I never forget that.
I see Berne as a very focused artist. I see Berne as a very conscious and positive artist with a lot of ideas. I mean, it's not just about him getting on stage, performing, but producing multimedia products for people to appreciate.
I feel that he is, when I think of him, when I see him, he's a go-getter. From the moment he came to Belize, it's as if though everywhere you turn, he's there.
The music itself, it's good.
To me, music in Belize, no like that, one of the hardest thing to do. Because first things first. Belizean, no rate Belizean. Belizean appreciate their own Belizean.
As a DJ, right? For me, I play one Belizean music or I look forward into one Belizean music for say, well, that capture my attention, right? That reality, the message, right? Then the beat, the rhythm, all of them there, that like, that have a compilation in the dance that if people bounce to this rhythm are nice, and then the message where they give out, that good message, vibes message, you know, that as a DJ perspective, that the whole we go and determine, well, this music nice, that music they are right, you know. But most of the time that the rhythm that the first thing catch you, then the message.
If you want your product to be able to compete with Jay-Z's Blueprint 3, you need to listen more closely and you need to understand what goes in. You need science.
Us who are in the position that can provide that kind of support for these artists need to stop judging with our eyes and look more with our hearts. See their talent.
I imagine the quality of the music, they must be more or less the same in terms of recording and whatnot, because then it may sound good to me, and now it will sound good to me, the new music I get to hear.
What we have to do is start by putting in music appreciation classes in school, make it a part of the curriculum to ensure that everybody who goes to school, starting at the primary school level, get to understand what music is, and most of all, be given an opportunity to explore their own talent and to try and, you know, wrestle a little bit with what potential they may have to play, to compose, you know, to create. And then out of that, at the high school level, we can maybe through a system of itinerant teachers start to develop the skill that the ones who show obvious talent may have. But what's really and sorely needed in Belize is an academy that those who have talent can go and immerse themselves into learning how to perfect that talent, how to turn that potential into skill, how to turn that talent into craft, and teach them the ways of the industry so they can develop and they can compete and entertain on a regional and international level.
But basically what I feel needs to change is the quality of music that the artists bring in on a whole, because a lot of artists come in and they want to know why my music is not being played, and at the end of the day the music is poor quality and a lot of them just chat a bunch of stupidness. You understand?
Look on the boy, yes, a pure disgrace. And that the boy, yes, he want run race. Why? Why some man love to hide on a sheet? Do the thing well enough for do another eat. He never take a shower, brush the teeth, you could see it. Rasta man no hand sucker worse than me and sweet. It's like me getting ply 8 to 12 gallon tea. Check the break off creation, I and I not the lead, because
I mean, if you're bringing in music for the radio station to play, then make sure your music is of good quality recording, and you make sure your music is saying something.
Show that girl lay a wine, look like that girl know how to grind. Hey, the lone way how she set her feet, and the way how she moved to the beat with a smiling face, showing she white teeth, hair well done and she dress code neat, and she perfume it well damn sweet. Have I and I feeling so weak, party dance for and I reaching me peak, I cannot wait for get her on my sheet, cause when me get arena locked down, no said Judah now go back down from the sunrise until he went down, have to get a body to make she calm down, in a cool weather or the hot sun, this a girl says she want to have fun, she don't want a man for eating like bunch. She want a man walk hard till she come. You don't see how she walk up she waistline.
Pong for pong, man, a lot of their rhymes don't stand up. A lot of their rhymes lame. Pong for pong. The rhymes not witty, ingenious, clever. Pong for pong. You're gonna find a good line in there, no? I mean, I have heard some beautiful stuff, some stuff I can't stop listening to.
We have talent and we have capabilities of expressing ourselves beyond the knowledge of a man accept or even warfare, where I say relate to.
Well, I think the entertainer faces two problems. First of all, the Belizean entertainer, who is disparagingly called a local entertainer, which is a kind of put down. You know what I'm saying? When you say somebody local, that means it's a kind of code for you're not ready.
The way how I feel about the music industry in Belize, right? That like what women said just now in the prior conversation. If we the people, if we the artists, the musicians, and the DJs could co-link to come together, form a unity wherewith we could elaborate on where we, the artists, and also the DJs to try get through to for we community, to for we nation.
I accept that. I'm not meeting out criticism with that. I think everybody in Belize needs to step up the game, but we need to find a way to compete in a productive way. Not compete and be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh, you do that? Well, see what I'm going to do, and we build.
Some young artists need to understand for a fact that they don't know everything. They need to take constructive criticism. That's the one. If I try to teach you the game, you not tell me that you know the game.
Again, feedback is important. You always hear complaints about the quality of recordings, etc. But nobody actually critique them in a fashion or in a method that is understandable and demonstrates knowledge and technical proficiency. Yeah, well and good to tell an artist, hey, your thing no sound right, but explain what it is that's wrong and what they need to do to fix it.
The mix is screwy. The vocals are too high in the mix or too low in the mix. Sound like somebody's singing a swamp. We have to be honest with ourselves. And this is in all media. This just isn't in recording media. This is in TV media as well. We have to be honest with ourselves.
Belizean artists and the behavior amongst people, I think Belizean artists have to tighten up. One of the first things they wear, I want touch pan, drinking in the public, and the way how Belizean artists that I come with. I've been with a lot of groups, been a lot of places, and most of the time I hear, boy, we don't want to drink till when time we come out for the stage. A man get wet before they even reach the venue. That need to cut out. Professionalism. Yeah. Smoking. I don't smoke, but I know when to smoke, where to smoke, and how to smoke. One side of young my people, and the time for I perform for my people, all smoking for me, get put one side, because then most of the time there are events where children about are respectable people.
And behavior artists that like, yo, buck up in a some artists with us level and cool to hurt, you know? Yeah, man. And buck up on some boy like some real idiots, silly boys sing to some. And like, you go on to, yo, like, 50-50. Because the artists who I buck up on sometimes for the first time, like, yeah, I'm foreign, you know? Sometimes I'm foreign, like, boom. Buck up some youth that Belize and then an artist, man, them vibes cool. Sometimes they write a yard, so you buck up certain man here and sing. That's it, I hear act like a robot.
Artists have to learn how to relate to next artist. Ego. Because like how you say right there, Vice, your standard, that you keep one sharp look. And when you go to a stage show, you go like that in that fashion there, and then maybe a next artist, he might go out there in a short pants and slippers. Then what, he had to look at you and say, boy, I don't know if I see they try to play.
I will agree that certain artists exalt themselves above others. That is normal, but yet it is not acceptable.
See? Then I believe, man. When I choose to do it so well, for them business, I choose to do it for me way. How I want.
Because a lot of times anger, lust, greed, competitiveness are some of the reasons why there's this separation. I think it's important for them to come together as one and realize that without each other, you know, the direction is kind of lost in some way. But coming together as a group and forming this group of talented artists, it forces us to recognize them and to see them as a body.
all of us were created in his image. So therefore self-exaltation is no praise at all. So what we should do now as Belizean artists is come together, unify and strengthen for we foundation so we could build our future for the youths. We really have a musical future.
I believe that being an artist, you are an ambassador. You know, you're supposed to be respected. As I say, you know, you give respect in a life and respect will be given. Not how big or big or small or small. You know, and I believe as an artist, the way how you carry out yourself, the way how you produce yourself, are the same way people and carry you same way, and the same way how people and respect you. You know, artists amongst artists, everybody believe that they are the number one. You know, and it's not about who are the number one. It's about Belize in a whole. You know, we're supposed to push Belize talent.
Bringing the Belizean artists to the forefront is one of our primary goals. We definitely want to have content that is suitable for the entire family, and so that is what we look towards the artists for, that when they bring something that is clean, that it has a positive message, that is uplifting, so that these artists can become role models. The moment we put them out there, then younger children will look up to them, but we want it to be a positive message.
Pues yo creo que el movimiento de música aquí en Belice está bueno, pero solo necesita salir allá afuera, que lo toquen más, que se sepa más lo que está pasando, ¿me entiendes? Porque ahorita en este momento estamos como atrapados en un nivel, todo va avanzando, pero llegó a un punto que ya no avanza más porque está limitado a que no lo tocan en la radio, no lo tocan los DJs. Hay gente que si es un artista local, están haciendo un evento, no quieren participar, como dicen, no va a pagar para mirar a él porque lo conozco. Pero si viene un artista de afuera, ahí van ya, juntan su dinero y se van y pagan para ya escuchar música que viene de afuera. Pero debían de hacer lo mismo para los locales, porque nosotros somos los que vamos a abrir la puerta para que sus hijos de ustedes puedan salir de ahí. Cuando ellos hagan su música, ya va a haber a dónde, ya va a haber algo concreto, ya va a haber un movimiento formado, ¿me entiendes?
And I think we supposed to do our standard as all the Jamaicans there, as the Americans there, because we have the talent, you know, and we kind of lack a little bit of the facility, but we have certain facilities where could, you know, bring that, but we really have the talent.
I believe that the Belizean artists have a far way to go before they can be comparable as a whole to the Jamaican artists and the North American artists. However, I can say that I believe they're on the right path. I believe that when you walk out to Albert Street right now and you see artists like Berne, the Pushes music, or you see Positive Vibes or Young C, the Pushes music, this is like Bob Marley and Rita back in the 70s. When you listen to Rita talk, she can tell you how she would then get like one juice carton, put that on a bicycle and she ride go half or tree and she push her music same way on the street side. Now everybody around the world who don't know reggae or don't know another reggae or dancehall artist know Bob Marley. They see a Rasta man from abroad, they call him Bob Marley. So I think they're pushing.
And so the entertainer, the Belizean entertainer, is competing against the finest entertainment product in the world, which is the North American entertainment market, because it is the combined forces of the best producers, the best hit makers, the best marketers, and the wealthiest record labels who are putting out a product called Beyonce, or a product called Shakira, or a product called Jay-Z. If Berne is competing against that, or if any other local, if Super G is competing against that, the odds are overwhelmingly stacked against them from the outset.
Yo, you don't know original Scorpion. Me walk through this shit holding my head up high because me love Berne, how him I make it cause them try.
You know, I'm scooping through the, I'm rolling through the city on them 22, and everywhere I go, I'm seeing the poster. I'm like, oh, that's the dude Berne everybody telling me about. You know what I mean? So everywhere I go, I start seeing posters of this dude, CDs, you know what I'm saying? So finally I get to find out who Berne is. And, you know, dude, alright, man. He alright dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's doing a lot to change the game, man.
The moment I met Berne, I realized that he's definitely a mover and a shaker in this industry. The role that I see him playing is, first of all, to inspire other artists, because I see him as one of the few artists who actually lives and survives really well off of his music. And so it goes to show that it is possible, but it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of pushing, a lot of marketing to get yourself out there. And Berne is actually an inspiration because he is the complete package. When you see Berne, you see Belizean paraphernalia, you see somebody who is well put together, you see somebody that people would want to reach out to and want to purchase something from. On the key days, sometimes we're up and about doing things really early in the morning or late in the evening, or we're out at an event shooting and we will see Berne pushing his music. That's the kind of work it will take for our artists to come to the place where we want them to be, where they are able to survive off of the music.
I see the man on the street and I say, yeah, that's the guy where I see on TV and so on. But the way how the man carry himself, the way how the man stand out and things like that, yeah. I said that's the way one artist will really carry himself and things.
I was watching the Belizean news and this article came on about this Belizean deportee and this new CD, and I was sitting down wondering what is it all about. Then one of the songs that they were playing, who's that Belizean on the radio? And I was like, when I was in LA, I used to bump to that. So I'm like, so that's the Berne. So now I'm saying he's in Belize now.
For most Belizeans, getting deported from the United States is embarrassing. It's not the sort of thing you announce to the world. But that is just what Berne Velasquez is doing. He was born in Belize and raised on the streets of LA. But after 23 years in America, he was deported last year when he tried to re-enter the United States. So, Berne is back in Belize, and the entertainer is using his deportation as a springboard to jumpstart his career. Last week, he released a CD and DVD entitled Life After Deportation. It is a documentary he began filming before he actually knew he was going to be deported.
I figure I saw or heard of Berne on the news, so I would say I first met Berne there. And then here at Vibes Radio, I met him when he came along. I've been listening a little bit. I've been listening in a little bit. And it's obvious that Berne is somebody who has had some exposure. He's definitely an original. And I thought that his attempt, if you will, to let his music express what it is he's seeing and what it is he has experienced in life, particularly life after deportation, is an important and, in a sense, a groundbreaking experience for Belizean musicians. It's a good example to hold up. The best cultural expressions, I believe, the best form of music expression and art expression is that which comes from life. In the end, art is the mirror of life.
We were doing an interview on a radio station, and just to feel the power that was coming off this brother, it's like I've met artists everywhere from Africa, Europe, almost everywhere in the world. But the energy, just pure energy coming off of this brother, you know that he's into something that's very positive, very good. And not only that, from knowing Berne, he knows what he wants. And he's going after it, okay? So people can critique him. I think he's excellent. I love his message. His appearance in front of the camera is class one.
The transition that I see happening right now is twofold. One, you have artists who are broadening their scope. You have artists who are reconnecting with their roots. And you have Belizeans who are learning to appreciate their own product more than what is out there internationally. It is not to say that we should totally block out, for example, the Jamaican dancehall music or the hip hop or the golden oldies or whatever it is that you might like. There's room for everybody, but I think that for us, we have to start looking more at what we're doing here in Belize. I think that if we're to think of what is happening on the global scale right now, it will be 10 times harder for a Belizean artist to sell a hip-hop CD internationally than it would be to sell a Punta CD. right? Or a broke down CD. Because it's our own flavor, it's our own thing.
Since Berne come from foreign and get deported, to me, honest truthfully, to me from my heart, to me that like only Berne push it like that. Cause Berne got for movie, you dig? Berne got for music, Berne got celebration music, we're just gone. You dig? That like, yo, you know what, me not hear no other artists do things like that. You dig? So me have to big up Berne upon that. And I have enough respect to that. Because Berne come from nowhere and push and push and push. Now he reached at the part where he's stable in a kind of way. The music is lovely. The music is nice. The music is sweet.
Berne as an artist. I believe Berne the lead, the forefront right now, with his style of presentation, his style of marketing, his style of creating an image for himself and making himself into a product. Everywhere you go, you see a Berne poster, or you hear a Berne song, or you see a Berne documentary, or go wide and show the TV screen. Right now on BTV, it was not set to be playing, it just happens that a Berne is on, because there's so much Berne out there. That is the way you create a successful image, by seeing to it that everywhere the general public go, there is something about you being said, something about you to be seen, something about you to be heard. And that is Berne. Berne vehicle drive past, it doesn't matter if you don't remember what color Berne vehicle is. You're going to identify it by the life-size poster of him on the back of the vehicle. I believe that if more artists push the way how Berne is pushing right now, the industry going to grow. Because no one artist can create the industry. It's collectively. It's not even no one genre of music that can create the industry. Super G doing a number with Punta and all the other artists them. But the industry not gonna grow without the dancehall artists and the hip hop artists and the rap and the reggae and the reggaeton artists as well. When all of them collectively come together and start pushing the way of Berne is pushing, then Belize gonna have an industry. And then, just maybe, an artist will be able to actually live off his music, survive off his music.
Berne as the artist, they're on the grind. Now I like the artists, for real. Every day you can see this dude on Albert Streets, you know, for your vehicles, for your big post on it, that's it, you know? You grind, they get his, that's so Belizean for do it too, get theirs, you know? For real. Now, if this dude that's the leader way, you know, I ratings Berne, real. If you just set a trend for the artists there, we could follow that same trend there, you know? It's easy for you to check that.
Me?
Real.
Why I got to say to that? They are no wait for nobody.
Yeah.
Do nothing for him. They are get up and make it happen out there. And for the longest I do music, I will hear a man talk about, boy, when my CD drop, I want they out there on the grind. And when they get a promotional CD, not even an album, thing we take to get man out there to sell their own CD. Yo, Berne come in, last time he report the movie, show the audience that, yo, yeah, I come from far, this is the way he made it do, and he come here, he do the same thing, push the energy.
I know what all the good works that Berne do, all the artists that were Berne inspire, to do better, and come out of that dependency stage where you just say, wait, see somebody can sponsor you.
I met Berne a few years ago. Actually, I met him on a CD cover. I didn't know him in person yet, but I got this CD delivered here and I looked at it, and I will be honest with you, it was a very appealing presentation. But I said, but this guy is not Belizean, you know, and the entire presentation of the CD, I said, wow, okay. And then I started listening to some of the music and I said, but this young man is rapping and he's using Creole, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then I got to meet him in person. And he told me about his life story, the trials, the challenges he went through in the United States. But behind all of that, there was a spirit of optimism. There was a spirit of consciousness. There was a spirit of yearning, a passion for wanting to fulfill a dream, wanting to really tap into his talents to do something positive, despite whatever had happened in the past. And I found that to be a very compelling story, and I was very inspired by that. And I have been watching all the productions that he's been doing since. Yes, first it was Life After Deportation, and then the relaunch of Life After Deportation, and then it was the evolution, and then the documentaries, and he's produced videos, and now this documentary, which I think will bring him closer and closer to his ultimate dream of wanting to change things here at home. I think that Belizean artists now have yet another forum to express themselves, to make themselves more known, more appreciated. And I think that is so very integral and so very essential for us here to change the game.
And why I had asked Berne to be the host of the carnival is because I feel that Berne has an understanding of himself as a product, as not somebody with an ego or someone who is trying to achieve something for himself, but trying to grow a product which is himself, which is his own brand, the brand of Berne. And so because I feel that Berne has this kind of understanding of the entertainer's role in society as a product, as not somebody who I know like this one and I know like that and I know like TV and I want to sing my song and I only rap about that and me and a playboy. No, I feel that the entertainer, if he is properly attuned to the needs of media and the society, the entertainer will realize that in many ways I'm just entertaining on a different platform. I can do multiple things in multiple fora. So that's why I tapped Berne to sort of bridge that divide between entertainment and broadcasting.
Belizean artists could use a lot more exposure indeed. Why other people on the radio might not play more Belizean artists could be that they don't get the material, and if and when they get the material, they're not quite to their liking. Why they wouldn't play more Belizean artists?
Hey DJ boy, how you so by your sweet with song? We know you got it because me give you in a hand. Tell me how long you walk that tip and pass. No people rate with song them and no find no flaws. You check that? Real thing. And forget, yo, most time I do that, I get in my hand. I know only time I hear my song because you did a radio station, you know. Alright. And once you know that day, you know, I hear that not all. For real.
Because at the end of the day, you could bring, if I bring sensible stuff, we could work with that. But if you want to bring a pile of garbage, I won't even look at that. I want to listen to the first two lines at that time. I say, you know something, prop under the table.
They play most of Jamaican music than their own music.
Honestly, I don't see no support for local music. Even the stations that say that they are big on local music. If you have to group all Belizean made tracks within a single hour or a single 2 hour once for the week in order to play it, maybe you're doing more than the others, but you're not really supporting Belizean music. How many hours are there in a week? There's 7 times 24. And out of that total, you can only give 2 hours condensed. What is so hard to play a Beenie Man and play a program right behind that? What is so hard to play a Positive Vibes and then a Vibes Cartel? Why you can't play one Riz then and then you play a Neo? I think when you can do that, then you can say that you support the Belizean music, and then you can say, even if they're not on the same par, you do your part to make it get there. In my hands, I have here the Belize Broadcasting and Television Act currently. I'd like to turn to page 2. This part clearly says that the licensee of all radio and TV station in Belize shall use its best effort to promote and encourage Belizean culture, art and creativity, either through its own productions or in collaboration with an independent producer. No local, repeat, no local production suitable to the licensee format and quality requirements shall be turned away as long as the licensee has available program time and the producer is fulfilling the proper requirements.
Over the years, we have developed quite a library of Belizean music. But we need to make the next step. We need to ensure that the collaboration between radio stations and musicians is not just a case where Berne shows up at the radio station with his CD and say, hey, please play this for me. No. We have to create the programs that are dedicated to the playing of Belizean music.
To tell you the truth, the game industry of the music is the DJ them where have them things and have them thing going on when it comes to the radio station. But this thing also now, we have to build it up, and we have to build it up stronger than what you want to hear, than what you want to make people feel like you like, than what the people them like.
But basically, I think the music business in Belize is a struggle. I don't think that Belizean artists should be going through so much to get their stuff out. But at the end of the day, it's a give and take. It's a give and take. All right, because at the end of the day, I think that a lot of us that should be out there are not out there. But then it's like the good stuff for the bad, because a lot of if you talk to a lot of the radio station DJs, or a lot of DJs on a whole, and you ask them why they don't play certain Belizean artists, is because that they want to tell that their music don't make no sense.
Who you that want more promote your Belizean people or somebody from abroad?
Anytime Kenny G. I know, I don't speak for no one else DJ. Anytime I talk to Kenny G, boy, I got a new track. The first thing I want to know, how the song sung. And as you play that song, if it don't make sense, I want to make you know from day one. Listen to me, dog, that don't make no sense.
I've actually heard one of the biggest name in Belizean club DJs on radio say he doesn't play Belizean music because they are not good. Maybe it's a criticism that we should take constructively, but nonetheless, keep this in mind. Many of the songs from Jamaica and America that make it to #1, you could call it, in Belize, got there because the DJ like it and kept pushing it and pushing it. Sometimes they even translate it for the audience, and they made sure that the audience got to love the song.
No, I look at it on a different angle. I mean, if you don't want artist and you bring your stuff, your material, I'll listen to it throughout, and then I'll make my judgment from there whether I think it should be played or not.
So now the DJ them, when it comes to the DJ them, lot of DJ talk this, talk that, and talk about this and talk about that. But when they go home and they listen to for their music and for we music, they pick for the one where they like, where they interested in for put panic, yeah.
I'll pick which one I think is suitable for my radio station, because at the end of the day, you don't want to play no music, and then at the end of the day somebody call you and say, something, boy, what the hell are you playing?
DJ them, they have to think and get conscious and analyze the people them where they push this thing and where they make this thing happen.
A lot of DJs have this mindset that nothing from Belize no good, because a lot of artists bring what you would say not their best to the table.
Yo, where me got for the ghetto youth them? You me say? You me say? Watch it. You me say? Every day me get up and me pray to Jah. Me give thanks and praise and ask myself why that how much youth man them be dead out ya before they get a job and try earn a dollar. Me say every day me get up and me pray to Jah. Me give thanks and praise and ask myself why that how much youth man them a be dead out ya before they get a. You me say? Watch it. Me say 1, 2, 3, 4 I saw it a go. Enough for me who enough people stoop low. That just the other day about 12:30. That when me come through, me say that through the cemetery.
That don't work nothing. Imitate yourself away that to Belize. That's a for you culture. Because if you go to Jamaica, you don't have a lot of Jamaica song. They play any in Belize, because Belize hardly got any. You see? And they're not particular for that. They play for their own song. No, Belize going there. I want to try bring for any song and play for their song in Belize. You see? Which is not for you.
And I really want a Belizean artist there. Stop think that they are like somebody else and try to find their own identity.
You the follow Jamaican, you the follow Jamaican, you the follow. We don't follow nobody. We're not into that. You think this is Belize?
Trying to play somebody else's music and imitating other people. You see?
Be you and be real and love the music. Because if you don't have no love, don't come into this game here. Love what you do and you will be the best at what you do. And be willing and open to take advice and critique. Because that will make you better.
And like I see everything change. Whole life I believe people that want to change. Then in the truth, we life. Because nowadays, #1, If people want to study the night, you pray for God. You pray for God because my jacket before you go, but I play music baby. But see? So that's the whole thing I want to change.
So at the end of the day now, you that come in and say, boy, you want to go down, I want to play this, and when I listen to this now, blam, down a pile of garbage.
No, what about the people then? Well, like it and you not like it? What about the people them like that? You know?
Then the next artist will come in, probably his stuff good, nice material, ready for the world, but because of what I experienced with the artist before, I don't even look at it.
We have we own talent, we have we own goal, we have we own experience, so we sing about that. You know 99.9% of Belize people when they listen to. You think they want to hear any talk show? They listen to music. You think music send a message, music send inspiration, and where they happen, you know, and where they go on. You think? So Sculpting bomb it and burn them for that. You know? Always, never back down. Burn them for that.
The Belizean DJ are playing for we music sometime. Yo, I wonder if they really remember we. Like when my brother said we give them in a hand, but still I don't want to play my song.
Well, on me personally, I would say 75% of my music from Jamaica.
What you think? You only think about the artists and we just dead ahead when I'm not Belizean? What about the artists and we are Belizean?
Well, at the end of the day, as a DJ, I have to play what the people demand.
What about where you live in now? What about your country? What about your people? You don't think about uplifting? You don't think about making them shine?
Because at the end of the day, you know, as much as I admire Belizean artists and as much as I push them, as much as I would encourage them to aim for the stars, and as much as I want to see them succeed, I have a job to do, and at the end of the day, I have to also play music that the people demand.
You cannot use as excuse that the people request R. Kelly and Jay-Z and Neo. The DJs is what make the people like a track or not, by how much airtime they give it. When you get a dub plate made, do you leave it in your box until somebody starts to request it, or do you push it 40,000 times in every show? Do you? You need to do the same with your own local tracks.
No care how much Jamaican artists I play, no care how much American artists I play, my Belizean artist would have always be number one in my heart. And that's why I say, and I now take back my chat. Bless up every artist.
You first have to understand the history of radio in Belize. Up until Creme came along, we only had basically one government-controlled radio station that did not play too much by way of Belizean music. In fact, people used to think there wasn't such a thing as a Belize music industry. They thought, well, it was impossible. We were a small place, and most of our original creations were looked down upon.
Well, how I feel about music business right now, I don't know nice, right? Because we try hard and then when we see them coming, right? We need more support and things from people to make them uplift all we Belize and all this, because we're not just there just for that, you know. We have to set and trend so we're going about more youth in this music thing, because this thing like positiveness we bring, right? And respect.
Simple fact is that in Belize right now, we have no proper organization that is dedicated to the promotion of copyright, for example. No organization that can really influence the powers that be. We have no organization that is ready to go join the Chamber of Commerce, for example, on behalf of musicians and to promote the industry as exactly that, an industry as a business, as a serious part of Belize's industrial effort. It frustrated me. I tried for several years, but eventually I got frustrated because perhaps it wasn't the time for the message. Perhaps the messenger was wrong. And I hope that it was not a case that the message is wrong.
The support has to come from the public for these artists, because when you go there with your CD, I don't feel as yet that the time has come where we are hounding our artists to get their new releases. The artist is still the person pushing the music. And our society, the mindset that I was talking about that needs to change, is where persons want to support our artists first. That's the place that we're striving for.
at this point it's very much a hit and miss business. A lot of what is done just through shared determination and desire on the part of artists to express themselves and to try to find a way to make a living in it. I'm bothered by the fact that the live bands seem to are becoming a thing of the past. I'm hoping that we can turn that around, we can reverse that we can find more opportunities for our musicians to play for pay.
I want you to believe in your dream, believe in yourself, and step up to the plate, because it's you, the young generation now, who will really and truly change the game.
I'm hoping that what Andy has done in trailblazing and in opening doors for other artists, the rest of us, and by us I mean fans and entertainers alike, can find a way to go through that door as well.
As we continue to search in Belize, get on the streets, in the perils of the ghetto, to see what we can do to change the game. But you know what, Belize? I still stand strong. The final say is up to you. You got what it takes to change the game. Will you change the game?
Do you really love me? You said you love me, but do you really love me? Show me you love me, girl, do you really love me? You said you love me, but do you really? Do you really? It's a crying shame that you're crying in vain. It must be lame to know it won't be the same. From wild to tame like the pouring rain. Gone insane, you don't lose your brain. Goosebump me obtain, feel the joy and the pain. When you holler out you love me and you scream out my name. But you did it for the money, you did it for the name. Milk and the honey, you did it for the fame. Smoother than oil, sweeter than sugar cane. Big house and fast cars, addictive like cocaine. Bloodless as a shame and everything to gain. You got cars alone driving in lover's lane. Pretended like you coming when you know you ain't came. Could have been with Jacqueline, Charmaine or Elaine. And there's no one else but myself to blame. Had you playing with my feeling like my life is a game.